you leave the space open for the client that wants it, or you get that client by just asking for what you need. And the worst thing you can do is not ask for what you need, what you deserve, what you feel worthy of. When it comes to building your confidence as a DJ, getting out there, having those experiences is what is going to build your confidence over time. The same goes for negotiating a wage, setting your rate, having perimeters and boundaries about what you will and won't do, even just establishing a contract and getting a deposit to secure a date. These are learned experiences and habits that a lot of folks have to go through. So in this video, I want to help you build confidence around negotiating your wages and making sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible, and hopefully in a way where you don't have to make as many mistakes as some of us have made through our journey in this thing called our personal business, private business, DJ business. So let me start off with an example. If you were just about to get into your car and some stranger came along and said, "Hey, I want to drive your car," you'd probably say, "No, hell no, actually. You may not drive my car." If that person asked you why, do you think that you would stand there for the next 15 minutes and explain to them all the reasons why they may not drive your car? Or would you possibly just say, "See you later, bud," and get in that car and drive off? See, one of the things about building confidence that people often note, they feel less inclined to defend themselves, to explain why they cost as much as they cost. Because at the end of the day, even though gas prices are going up, people are still paying the gas prices. They might be asking, why? Why in the hell are gas prices going up? But they're going to pay it, and they're probably going to make different decisions in their life in order to be able to afford to pay for their gas. There are, people in industries like carpentry and plumbing and car repairs, which can cost ridiculous amounts of money, but we just trust sometimes that is what it costs, and it's an important thing for us, so we just pay it out. So when you're establishing your rates and letting people know, in order to secure the date, I am going to require a deposit of this dollar amount, it's very important that you show that confidence in your words, that you show that confidence in your emails or your text messages or phone call conversations, even if you have to write them down, even if you have to practice them in a mirror, even if you have to write the email and delete it and rewrite it as many times as you need until it comes across confident. For example, sometimes what will happen, especially women, because we have been conditioned to say things like, "Just checking in to see if you got that invoice that I sent you 14 days ago that maybe ended up in your spam folder." We like to play nice. We like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's really important that the words that we use do showcase that confidence, even if we don't feel it in our body quite yet. And sometimes what I recommend people do is look for people around them that they really respect, that are getting paid, that are being respected, and ask them how they would word it. What would it look like if you were negotiating this wage? How would you respond to this type of message? Because when somebody that we respect shares the way in which they do it, it often helps give us confidence because we look up to them. Oh my gosh, yes, that makes so much sense that when somebody asks your rate, you don't say, "Well, do you think that this dollar amount would be good for you, more or less?" You want to sound confident in whatever your rate is. So I don't care if your rate is $500 an hour or $3,000 an hour. Saying something like, "My rate is this dollar amount per hour. I charge a minimum of this, even if you only need me for 1 hour. I charge a minimum of 3 hours." Instead of asking the customer something like, "Would you mind securing the date by giving this dollar amount deposit, you would want to let the customer know, in order to secure that date, I'm going to need this dollar amount deposit 6 weeks ahead of time, what have you, whatever your boundaries and parameters are within your business. It's really important that your message is clear, concise, and to the point. Another big thing I think people really need to let go of is the outcome. Because yes, sometimes you're going to say your rate and somebody is going to think that's way too expensive. Other times you're going to say your rate and somebody's going to think, wow, that is so cheap. Is this person even capable of doing the thing I'm trying to hire them to do? So no matter what you put out there, you never really know what the outcome is going to be. All you need to focus on is, this is my bottom line. And your bottom line isn't, I can't walk away from this with less than $200. Your bottom line needs to actually be something that is quite a bit higher. You know, like, I can't walk away with less than $500 because this is just not going to be worth my time. And you're not going to tell the client that this is my bottom line. You're going to tell the client, this is how much I charge with a minimum of this dollar amount. And then for you, you know that you're leaving that space and time open for a different client if that one isn't willing to pay whatever that dollar amount is. This happens so frequently in business. When people are first starting out, they are so concerned about, I just need enough clients, and they're not even thinking about, for every client I get a low ball price on is a potential client that is going to pay my rate that I miss out on. So now you have to do 4 gigs to make up for 1 gig had you just charged your rate in the first place. The dollar amount is really not as important as the way you come across when you're talking to your clients, when you're letting them know what your rates are and what your boundaries are. And again, I go back to the car experience, because if you're playing a venue and you're bringing your own gear, you also have to set boundaries about, I am the only DJ playing on this gear. You are paying for my services to come in. So, you know, having things like that within your contracts that might sound totally silly and like they'll never happen, but having them in your contracts and just ensuring clients know, like, this isn't a free-for-all. I'm not there to teach people how to DJ. I'm there to perform for you. So just so you know, this is what I'm here for. That's really, really important, because especially in our industry, when people are having a lot of drinks and there are private parties going on, you want to ensure that your clients, if you haven't worked with them before, aren't using this as an opportunity to just do whatever they want. Oh, we rented the sound. Oh, we rented the gear because we're paying you, so we get to do what we want. It's so important that you know what you want and that it's established in that relationship what will and will not be happening in, of course, the most professional way. But in that, knowing and understanding and realizing that in order for you to really succeed in this business, you need to stay true to yourself, whether it is within the music realms that you're playing to your personal boundaries of what you want your career to look like. And it's not to say that you can't establish something like, hey, we're going to have an hour session, open decks, or we're going to have, this opportunity for me to teach a few people early in the night before people start having a more party fun. At the end of the day, you cost what you cost. And either people are going to go for that or they're not. And you have to let go of the outcome. You really, 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 really have to just sit in the discomfort of, yes, this customer might say, no, too much. But they also might say, totally understandable. Let's make this happen. Where do I send the money? And those are both best case scenarios. You leave the space open for the client that wants it, or you get that client by just asking for what you need. And the worst thing you can do is not ask for what you need. what you deserve, what you feel worthy of. So I hope you found this video helpful. I really want to hear in the comments below what y'all do to make this happen for yourself. So much love, y'all.